Alright, what up guys, Dante Fido here, and I'm bringing you a Mobius Final Fantasy video after some time here. And this will probably be the first part in a series that I'd really like to go into since my main is attacker. And that is, we're going to be going over one of the newest and best attackers, Highwind. This is going to be a guide to the Dark build, specifically for Highwind, and what cards you can use in order to maximize the potential of Highwind and his basically just completely insane damage. So first we'll go ahead and pull up Highwind and check him out. He's pretty beast mode. So he's got two element specs. He's got fire, water, earth, and then his main one is earth, light, and dark. And we're gonna specifically be focusing on the dark elements. You're gonna be putting all in toward a dark build. This also can work with the light build. But I have Judge Magister, who's also really good with light, so I didn't have anything really super good for dark other than Soldier First Class. So I decided to swap it out and go all in on dark with Highwind, and it works really, really well. So first off, the build that you're going to be using here is this is assuming that you've probably seen my other attacker guide video, and it kind of follows the same common set that you want to have a BDD card, a CRD card, a main damage focus card, and then a support card, which at the time of the video I had made would be a shift card toward the element that you would be using. In which case, if I were to do that, we would actually switch to Kujata with Dart Shift, because he's going to give you ability ignition ×2 and enhance the element that you have, which is dark. Now, if you're playing the old attackers, that is completely viable. Just because what I show you in this build doesn't mean Dart Shift doesn't work, or any of the shift cards don't work. They do work. They're still completely awesome and totally viable. But there is a new meta coming here, guys, and that is Trance cards. The first one that we're going here, Chrome Dub, is Warrior's Trance on this. And what this does is it gives you attack ignition 50%, just like Berserk does, and it gives you ability ignition 25%. So even with it, you're not gonna enhance your dark, but you're gonna be cranking the crap out of your attack. And the main reason for that is you're gonna be focusing the majority of your damage, like when you're going to finally kill the boss, into your ult. And the Highwind's ult has a 100% chance to crit, and it hits 3 times. Right now, I can do 3 hits for 800k each when I'm using my Highwind, so that's 2.4 million damage in one shot. It'll basically kill whatever 4-star that you're fighting right now, and it'll one-shot it with the ult. And I'll show you guys a video of that, a fight of that later on. I'm going to show you 2 fights, basically, how the Highwind focuses on a target that you're attacking first, and then a target that you're attacking second. So yeah, that's the main thing. Is there's a new attackers are coming in here, and it's gotten to the point now where Trance cards are going to be better than shift cards. You will do more damage pulling Trance than you would with shift, and that just complements their ults even better. And those cards, specifically the ones that I want to go over, is Highwind, Judge Magister, and Squall. All do amazing damage with their ults, and it's on those 3 jobs that you want to be using Trance instead of Shift. If you are playing anything else, any other attacker like Road or Cultist or any of those, Shift is still completely viable and actually better. But when you're going into the details for the Highwind, you want to be using the most recent release of the anniversary cards. Not an anniversary card, but in that set, and that's Chrome Dub with Warrior Trance. That's where you're going to want your focus in. So we've got Warrior Trance then, so we can buff the crap out of our ult and our abilities too. It's like, most of the time, you know, people are giving you Aerith and you got that extra health, but being able to give that to yourself and not have to rely on that, that's amazing. It's an extra 2.5k health. It just gives you that much more survivability. And that's also really good because this dude, even maxed out at 32 at item level 320, I've still barely got 8k health. So doing Chrome Dub to give me that extra bonus, that's 100% what you want. It'll make you hit that much harder, and you'll have that much more sustain. So then going into the second card, I picked Titan with Earth Fury, just because it gives yeah, BDD. And it's Earth. I mean, I don't want to go all dark into this, even though he does have a huge bonus with dark. I still kind of want to mix it up. So for my Earth element, I picked Titan. And then for the dark element, we picked Amon with Punishing Dark. That'll give CRD. So that way you're taking out the taking out the yellow bar, and you're applying your double debuffs on the enemy, just like you should be doing. And then you've got your main attack damage card, and for this one, I'm using Arden. And the reason for that is because it has 100% crit chance. It's just like how I had kind of gone into the build where I was like, hey man, if you're using freaking Buster Blade on Cloud, and he's got that bonus crit, use Arden. And that's exactly why. Is because Arden on Highwind will just absolutely dominate everything. It will just destroy everything you fight. And if you don't have Arden, even though you should, because the FF14 and the FF15 events have come back, and it's a really good opportunity to get it. Like, definitely, guys, if you're watching this video, and if the FF14 and 15 events are still up, if you can manage to pull Arden or Noctis, those cards are amazing. Both of them are perfect on Highwind. If you get Arden or Noctis, you have a perfect light or dark combo on Highwind. It's just absolutely amazing on him. If you don't have Arden, though, you can totally 100% go into Cold Blood. With Centaur. Cold Blood, as a free-to-play player, Cold Blood is an amazing card. If you wanted, you could totally just be like, boom, Cold Blood instead, rock this exact same build, and you will still dominate 4 stars up and down, just like freaking crazy with Highwind. It's such a good job. But we want Arden back on there. Alright. So then we'll go into the auto abilities that... Actually, you know what? Let me go into the weapon first. So the weapon that you want to be using is Braveheart X, and this is gained from the Mythic jobs that were permanently added into the lineup. If you have any of the Mythic weapons, if you have the sword, the daggers, or the staff from Warrior, Ranger, and Mage, respectively, you have literally double S tier weapons that are currently the best in the game. They're just absolutely insane. They have amazing stats on them. They have Attune Chain 31, Painful Break, Attune Chain 30, Painful Break 25, I believe it is. Or maybe 20, I might have just upgraded it that many times. And then the third stat is going to be critical damage increased by 50%. I actually don't even have it unlocked, but I do have it right here on this one. So there you go, that's what it would be. So here's the Eternity Blade, this is the Mythic Ninja one. So this is what you'd be looking at. Attune Chain 30, yeah, Painful Break 20, I've got it at 23, and then Improved Criticals. Those are the 3 stats you're going to get on your weapon. And that is huge, especially when you use with Attune Chain, and you get something like where it says, it's the same element used in succession raises damage by 30%. That's freaking huge because you're going to be using your one ability, which is Arden, or Centaur even, and they both have a cast of 3 orbs. You can literally just freaking pop that over and over and over. Drive your light, drive your earth, and just spam Sword of the Wise, and you will just melt whatever you're fighting. So you gotta remember, I don't have the 50% crit bonus on here. So remember, 50% is not on there, and this is what the stats he has. So he's got Power Drive for Earth, Light, and Dark, which is huge. That's amazing that his orbs are that improved. That's awesome. He can heal himself off of it. Also amazing, especially when you're rocking Warrior Trance. You buff yourself right off the bat, and you've got, you know, almost 11k health, and then anytime you take damage, you'll be like, oh, let me just drive light, because you don't use any light cards, and just constantly sustain yourself. It's amazing. Attack Up, Break Up, Magic Up, I've got a few cards that are giving me that bonus. So right here, Enhanced Light by 100%, and Enhanced Dark by 177%. That's also 100%. But I have him built into light, and that means my custom skill panel is 3 5-stars, or 3 5%, 3 3-stars, and then nothing but 2-star 4%. And that's where I get my bonus 177 from. So for your custom panel going into a dark build, full element. 100% into an element that you're using. If you were going a light build with Noctis, you would go 100% all light builds. So moving further on here, Piercing Break, I believe I'm getting that from Arden. Painful Break, 56%. He's already got a really high amount on that. That's awesome. The Improved Critical is at 105, which is freaking sweet. And remember, I'm missing 50%. That would be 155 if I had the extra unlock. Now combine that with his ult, that hits for 100% crit and Arden that hits for 100% crit, your damage is just absolutely insane on this guy, man. He is a freaking monster truck, dude. He will just wreck everything, whether it's weakness element or not. And I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys later on here just how powerful he is. Combined with that, now we get ability chain. Using abilities in succession raises damage by 20%. Boom, there's 20% more damage off of your Arden or your Cold Blood. And then the Attune chain for the extra 30% also. And then that's it. So the main way to make this build work, though, is you definitely need to have some, I don't know if you saw it on there, you need to have some job change recast, which gives you starting actions up. You want to have at least one. You want to be able to go into a 4-star with 3 turns available, because you want to be able to drive light and then earth and dark, whatever it is you're using. Earth with Titan and then dark with Amon, and then you can just kind of let it go from there. I believe I have double job change recast on this, so I have 4. Yeah, I have 2 on this, so I start out with 4 turns. And that's pretty much how it goes. You can see on with the setups that I've got here, I've got 8,000 health, 1,600 attack, and 813 magic on Highwind. And that is a shit ton right there. So that's basically it. I mean, just kind of like a short little, like, you know, what the best way to play, or at least build Arden is. But now I'm going to show you guys some gameplay videos and kind of go into detail what I'm using each time. So just to kind of talk about it, what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is, as soon as you're able to trance, go ahead and pop it. As soon as you got 2 life orbs, just pop it right off the bat. Give yourself that extra survivability and give yourself that extra damage. This lasts for 5 turns while only being on a cooldown of 3 at 5 stars. Which means you get 2 extra turns where you just are kind of sitting there with it while you still got the buff. So don't worry about popping it right off the bat and then being like, oh dude, now I don't have that ability ignition or that attack ignition to enhance my abilities. Don't even worry about that, because it's on a 3-turn cooldown. It'll be back up in no time. You'll still have the buff, and you should have 2 more dark orbs or 2 more life orbs, no problem. Don't even worry about it. As soon as it's up, fucking pop it, because you're gonna need that extra damage and that extra health. And then you want to do your abilities as much as you can, kind of put the debuffs on them, and then if you're able to, if you're getting a whole bunch of excess dark orbs, keep hitting shit with Amon, because with that much dark build put into it, that'll still do decent damage even through the break bar. And then it'll also build your ult, because that's the main thing actually here, is area ultimate charge abilities. Every time you use an ability, you get ultimate, and you want to have your ultimate up so you can pop it along with Chrome Dub by the time you've got the second boss of your 4-star completely broken. So you want to, basically, whatever you're fighting, you want to be able to 1 or 2 shot it with Arden, is the first boss. And then keep building your ult. If someone has Aerith, that's that much more amazing, because then they're just stacking your ult for you. Hopefully your Breaker's definitely doing his auto attacks and getting ult. Even, that's another thing that I've noticed that people aren't doing. I've seen Breakers that are breaking, and then as soon as they break, they just stop attacking. And it's like, no, dude, even if you're breaking, you need to be auto-attacking so you can give us attackers our ult, so you can charge it up for us. Because Breakers, this is like a multi-guide now, I'm just going into everything. Breakers have area attack, ultimate charge, normal attacks. Normal attacks charge the ultimate gauges of all party members. So even when the boss is broken, Breakers, you need to be going in there and you need to still be auto-attacking so that us attackers, Judge Magister, Highwind, Squall, all of us main attackers that really, really rely on our ult, we can get that and we can just stomp whatever we're fighting. So, yeah, that's another huge thing. And you can kind of give that with yourself, especially if you want to just sit there and sort of spam Arden, because Arden will still hit pretty decent through the break bar, but just don't spam it so much and then, you know, oh shit, your Breaker just broke it that next turn and now you ain't got any orbs because you were trying to charge your ult instead, even though it's fucking round 1 and you're only like halfway there. You gotta, there's definitely a proper mix of orb management and ult management, and your breaker's got to really help you out with that. I've noticed that a lot, is that when I'm playing, I almost don't get to use my ult as powerful as it is, because the breaker's just not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's not helping me charge that ult. He's not auto-attacking. Half the time you'll see, I'm actually responsible for this too when I'm breaking, is I've got Iris and Prompto, and then I've actually got this this too, Kill the Heretic. This actually works really well. Is that instead of breaking with auto attacks to charge your ult, breakers will just sit there and they'll spam Iris. Because, I mean, Iris will fucking break everything, dude. Iris will just dominate that red bar. And I will admit I'm responsible. That 90% of the time when I'm on this character, this is my breaker. That's how I break the bar. I usually don't auto attack at all. And as I'm playing my attacker now more, I'm like, you know what? I really should be. I should be auto attacking so I can charge my... I see people, like, I'll go in as breaker and I'll see another attacker with Squall, and I'll just sit there and I'll put Prompto on there, and I'll use Kill the Heretic, and then I'll just spam that auto attack, man, and try to get him his ult as fast as possible, because I know his ultimate will one-shot whatever he's fighting. But yeah, so that's basically it. I'll go ahead and show you guys some pretty legit gameplay and how you basically want to play your Highwind in various different 4-star settings. And I'll kind of do some captions and show you guys that as it happens. So I will see you guys there.
Let's hit it. Hang in there. Brilliant. I love you. Watch this. All too easy. I'll break your spirit! You've no hope. Just you wait. One more! Your power leaves you. Come on. That's better. The will set. The body broken.
Smashing.
Come on! Watch this.
I'll go last.
This is for you. Don't get cocky.
It's showtime.
My blade shall cleave. Chainsaw! Say goodbye! Son, judgment of the heavens.